On today's Tiny Toy Spot, we're going to be having a look at... Wow. That actually really sounded gay. Okay, you know what? Let's try that again. On today's Tiny Toy Spot, we're going to be having a look at DC Minimates Series 1, Joker and Harley Quinn. This comes to us from DC Direct. Nice. Now, I mean, it follows the same. DC normally does a starburst with the yellow and orange. It continues in with the Minimates as well. I was going to do the Superman first, the Superman and Lex Luthor, but I have a soft spot for the Joker, so I figured I'd do him first. On the back here, we have the other characters in the wave. We have Batman and OMAC as one set. We've got Superman and Lex Luthor in battle armor. We've got the Joker and Harley Quinn, and we've got Green Lantern and Star Sapphire. A good combination and a good good cast for your first wave of DC Minimates. This was the first time that we've got DC in a Minimate. Now, granted, they had done Minimates before in the Build-A-Sets. There was like a Lego Build-A-Set, and it was like Justice League and all that stuff. Those sets didn't do all that well, and the line got canceled, but they did eventually release DC Minimates. And I think I have like the first 5 or 6 waves of these. So if you guys do like these reviews, I will continue on and I'll do all the rest of them. I know some people, based on the responses I got from the Marvel Legends Zombies Minimates, I know you guys, some of you guys don't like Minimates. I'm a huge fan of Minimates, but yeah. So I mean, there we have the packaging. What I'll do is I'll open these little tiny guys up, and then we'll have a closer look at the Minimates themselves. These Minimates are jam-packed full of fun. Like I said, I wanted to do Joker first, and I think, unless you guys really don't like these Minimates, but I think the Joker's really, really nice. Hopefully the camera picks it up. But he's sporting himself a jacket. He's sporting himself the Joker jacket, and he's got a nice look on his face. You guys can see it all right there. His hat is removable. However, when you take his hat off, his hair also comes off, which a bit of a disappointment. If anything, I would have liked to have had. If this came off, I would have liked to have had a Joker hair that you could just put on its own, so that you could either have it with the hat or you could have it without the hat. But articulation, Minimates always have lots of articulation. Now, I will say this: if you are about to buy Minimates at all, one thing you have to be careful of, articulation is pretty smooth for most of the figure. Where you do have problems is with usually the shoulders. Here's a little advice for anybody that's about to collect Minimates. When you first get your figure and you take it out of the packaging, what you want to do is do this with the arm, just to kind of loosen up the joint. The reason for that is I have a Spider-Man set. It was a limited edition set that came with a Hydro Man. And when I took him out of the packaging and I was looking at the figure, the first thing I did when I took the Hydro Man out was I took the arm and I bent it up like that. And you might say to yourself, well, gee, I don't see what the problem is. Aha! But unfortunately, it was still a little tight in the joint, and when I moved it, I thought, oh, this is really tight. And when I went like this, I turned it and it took the ball joint right off. And now now the arm obviously won't sit back into the figure. I have to glue it. So let that be a lesson to you guys. When you guys first get your Minimates, definitely want to go like this and loosen up that ball joint before you start moving it too much. It's not really focusing all that well on these guys, but I mean, there is lots of articulation in the head, in the elbows, in the hands. There's articulation in the waist, in the legs, in the knees. His feet also rotate as well. Now, Joker's accessories. He comes with a gun with bang, typical Joker humor, and the because the Minimates have these little clamp hands, it's very easy for them to hold a lot of their accessories. Yeah, Joker also comes with a cane, which I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see all that well, but the cane also sits rather well in his hand. Same idea, it's a clamp, so you just peg them into place there. And there you have Joker. In the way of Harlequin, now this was actually a pleasant surprise to me. Harlequin on its own is a really, really nice figure, which I think hopefully the camera can see alright. She has all the same articulation as Joker. What I thought, now she comes with two accessories. She comes with one, which is her mallet, which is very common for a Harlequin to come with a mallet. She comes with a mallet. And the other thing that I thought she was getting was, when I saw it in the packaging, was a bag of money. And I'm like, oh, that's a strange bag of money. And then when it went like that, I'm like, oh, those are ears. And then it occurred to me that this whole mask can come off. Like that. Once the mask is off, you can take her hair and put it on like that. And now she's unmasked Harlequin without the makeup. That's kind of neat. I like that. Now it's a shame, having said that, which I pointed out earlier with the Joker, if they gave you the extra hair with Harlequin, it would have been nice to give it with Joker as well. But just to, I mentioned before during my Marvel Zombies Minimates, get her stand here, that the accessories are interchangeable. So I mean, if you want to give Joker some funky, stylish hair, you can do that as well. I wouldn't do that because that's silly. But get the hat back on there. Overall, I really like Minimates, and Minimates to me is a lot like root beer. For those that like root beer, people like us love root beer. Now, people that don't like root beer, trying to sell the idea of, like, my wife hates root beer, and no matter what flavor I buy, I can never convince her to drink it because she knows she hates the stuff. I find that very similar to Minimates. If you like Minimates, you'll really like collecting these guys. If you don't like Minimates, there's nothing I could show you guys that would convince you, because I mean, you know, that's your preference. I mean, you know, and I like Minimates because, you know, they're small, and you know, you can put a couple on your desk, and they're posable and everything else. But I mean, if you guys want to see any more reviews of these guys, like I said, I have the first 5 waves or so, and I've got some Spider-Man and everything else, and I'll keep throwing them up on YouTube. If you guys don't like it, and you guys are very adamant that you don't like these guys, I won't bore you by doing any more reviews of them, but there we have the first wave of DC Minimates, and with that, I'll see you guys next time. Later.